Hi, Mrs. Nagy's class. It was such a pleasure seeing you earlier. I so enjoyed singing with you and signing with you and dancing and all those fun things we do in music class. So let's go ahead and review the parts of the sign language for What a Wonderful World. We'll go nice and slow. It's I, pointing to yourself, and then C. So you're going to have like this V sign, okay, with your palm facing outward by your eyeball because you're saying I see. And then for the word trees, you're going to hold your elbow and do sort of like this princess wave. Okay, it's supposed to look like a tree. So let's do that whole part together. I see trees. And then of green. So for the word green, it's like you're holding something itty bitty, okay? And then you're flicking your hand twice. So let's do that whole part. I see trees of green, okay? And then if you need to pause that to go ahead and practice, you can. But if you think you have all of that together, let's do the next part, the last part that we did in class. Red roses too. So for red roses, it's like you're pointing to your lips, which is kind of a reddish color, right? And then you're dragging down with your pointer finger. So red, and then roses, it's kind of like you have rosy cheeks. So you're crossing your fingers like you have the secret promise or something. And then you're going to point to both of your cheeks. Okay, or if this helps you, you can think of it, it's like by your nose, okay, which is what you use to smell a rose with. Okay, so let's do red roses too. So you have red roses too. So let's try to put that whole part together from the very beginning. Try your very best. I know you can do it. I see trees of green. Red roses too. Okay, so again, this would be a great time to pause and practice the entire thing we learned in class. But if you're comfortable with all of that all together, then let's move on. The next part, referring to the roses, it says, I see them bloom. Okay, so the singer sees the roses bloom. So it's I see them. And then for the word bloom, you're taking one of your hands and sort of hiding the other hand that's going to pop up like a rose or a flower, okay? So bloom should look like that. A little bit slower. Bloom, like a flower is coming out, okay? So let's do I see them bloom. I see them bloom. And the next part, for me and for you. Okay, so that part's nice and simple. When you say me, you're pointing to yourself, and you're pointing to the other person. So let's do I see them bloom for me and for you. Okay, now this again would be a great time to pause this if you want to review all of that material up until then. And then we can go ahead and do it together. So let's do that together now. And again, pause if you need. I see trees of green, then red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. Okay? And once you have that whole part down, here is the next part. And I, so you're pointing to yourself again, think. So for the word think, you're like pointing by your brain or by your forehead and pointing twice, but also make sure it looks like you're thinking, okay? So you're also kind of communicating with your face too. So it's I think. And then for myself, what you're going to do is you're going to clasp your hands like this, okay? So I just took all of my hands and then clasp. And then you're just going to use your thumb to point to yourself. So that's the word myself. So let's do I think to myself all together. So we have, and I think to myself. And the next part is, what a wonderful world. So for the what a wonderful world part, you're going to do what So you're kind of like taking your palm and then your pointer finger of the other hand and then just kind of boop down your hand. So it's what? And then wonderful, it's like you're raising the roof twice, okay? So wonderful. And then on the word world, you're going to create two, it kind of looks like three signs, but think of it as like W's. They kind of look like W's, just like the word world starts with, okay? So for the word world, you have your two W signs, and then you flip them outward, okay? And then you take one of your W's, and then you circle it all the way around, okay, in one great big circle, and lean back on your other W hand, okay? It's like you're creating a round world with these W signs. So let's do the whole part, and I think to myself, okay, make sure your hand sort of looks like this, myself, what, remember the boop, what a wonderful world. Okay, so again, if you need to pause for that section, feel free. And then once you have all of that all together, the complete first section of the song, let's do it from the very beginning. Okay, so that would be, I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. All right, so if you got that super duper, let's go ahead and try it a little bit faster. If not, please pause and practice. There's no shame in pausing and practicing, okay? But if you got it 100%, let's do it a little bit faster. So, ready? I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. All right, so if you made it this far, give yourself a pat on the back. I'm sure it was wonderful. I so look forward to seeing you next class, and please be sure that you're practicing this part. And the second assignment that you have is to please just draw something that you find wonderful in the world. So it can be anything, family, friends, pets. I would just want to see things that you think are wonderful in the world. And if you can please email that picture to me, I will put my email below. Or you can go ahead and send it in Class Dojo, whatever works for you, as long as I get in your pictures. And I greatly look forward to seeing you next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.